Have you ever walked through Raya Lucaria and thought, hey, that's unnecessarily dangerous and could possibly lead to my death? Somebody should make sure the academy is up to code. Hello everyone, I'm Lost, and today I will be using my trusty workplace safety checklist to ascertain just how safe Raya Lucaria truly is. That's going to be a problem. I don't understand why the contractors in the lands between decide to create these giant death pits underneath elevators. The undertaking must be worse than the actual building of the elevator. Reasons be damned though. This is clearly a violation. Up we go. I will give the entrance to Raya Lucaria some credit. The surface area of the elevator is quite large, which means it's difficult to fall off. If you do, you're either incredibly reckless, or your brain is moving at half speed. For my money, the Academy of Raya Lucaria is the most beautiful place in all of the lands between. However, just because a place is beautiful does not make it safe. For example, there is a fair amount of clutter surrounding us. That and a surprisingly resilient candle. How does that thing stay lit in the rain? That being said, all of the clutter is nicely sequestered to the sides, allowing for unhindered movement from the entrance to the academy proper, so this is technically up to code. This railing, however, needs to be thoroughly inspected. The minimum required height of a railing is generally determined by what type of usage and the height of the floor up from ground level. Since we cannot see the ground, I am going to have to go for the maximum required height of 42 inches. Unfortunately, since I don't have a measuring tape with me, I know, that's my bad, we will have to resort to the vile form of magic that is math. The average height of a US male is around 69 inches. Nice. We can assume with some confidence that this is the height of a tarnished. Then we need the pixel measurement of both me and the railing, which is 741 and 453 respectively. We do a little bit of number magic, and the height of the railing is revealed to be 42.182 inches. That's up to code. This place is completely overgrown. I understand that some greenery will make people feel more comfortable, but there's a difference in laying on a pillow and being smothered by it. Besides, the roots of the plants will grow into the structure and destabilizing it, making it weak. That's a violation. This staircase is actually pretty nicely maintained. However, you can find these tiny rocks everywhere. You can easily step on one of these, fall and break your neck. That's a violation. Excuse me, gentlemen. Safety inspector coming through. Now, as we enter the Church of Raya Lucaria and look up in the ceiling, you can see all of these weird bird cages just hanging there. That's an eccentric choice to be sure, but it does seem to be up to code, given that they are all fastened by some heavy-duty chains. Well, unfortunately, no. If you take a closer look, you'll see multiple of them. Bird cages, that is, that has been broken. That's one. And that's one. It seems like the occupant has broken through and in the process destroyed the cage, which means that it could fall apart at any moment, fall down, hit somebody in the head and kill them. That's a safety violation. The floor is not much better, unfortunately, since there are books and pages just strewn across the place. That's a tripping hazard, and a tripping hazard, that's a safety violation. Oh, look at that guy. He's sleeping. I have to question why Raya Lucaria would have an iron ladder leading to the second floor instead of a staircase. It gets the job done, but it does seem a little bit, inelegant. I like this hallway. Look at all of these crystals on the ground. It's beautiful to be certain, but I'm a little bit worried that I might get crystal cancer if I spend any more time being here. You know what? I'm just gonna mark this as a violation and get the hell out. Oh, look at that. That is actually fantastic. Now you may think I'm a little weird for saying this. But whenever I see scaffolding, it makes my heart sing. It means that whoever's in charge of this building is serious about maintenance, and a well-maintained building is a safe building. I also saw something shiny over here. Look at that beautiful boy. You're such a shiny boy. I hope his shininess isn't cancer that he got from that other room. And also, while I do love him because he's so shiny, crabs are considered aquatic vermin, which means that this guy is unfortunately a violation. This is a graveyard. And that guy's a zombie. What type of school is this? I suppose it doesn't matter. Zombies are famously unstable and dangerous creatures. That's definitely a safety violation. If he sees me, he can pop off and... Oh, hey. Don't do that. You see, this is why we carry our standard issue health and safety grave scythe. You are violated. Oh, that's not a good catchphrase. Raya Lucaria is a weird place. I go from a giant elevator to this beautifully, expertly crafted stone building to a zombie graveyard to this rickety wooden rain-slick bridge. Somebody's going to die here. It's just a question of time, and this is a violation. Here we have a dog munching on a corpse. Do I even have to say it? This place just combos one violation into another. Let's hope the next area is way more safe. I think this might just be the safety violation equivalent of a war crime. Interestingly, what you see here is the Lands Between version of something called the Paternoster Lift, and there are not many of them left in the outside world. I hope the reason for that is obvious. While they can carry more people than a regular elevator, it's also much more dangerous, which means less and less companies are willing to install and maintain them. The Elden Ring version also has a very significant design flaw. In a regular Paternoster lift, while it's not recommended, you can ride it all the way through, but if you try to do that in Raya Lucaria, this happens. That's not safe! Here we see part of Raya Lucaria's janitorial staff trying to maintain the ground. It does seem like he's fighting a losing battle against the plants, but I do appreciate the effort. We made it to the classroom, and something I think I should give Raya Lucaria credit for is that 1. The areas are generally very nicely lit, and 2. The entrances and exits are often wide open, non-obstructed, so if I needed to make my exit in a hurry, I could. Well done, Raya Lucaria. Look at that, another guy sleeping. Working at Raya Lucaria must be hard work. Here we have a nice balcony area, seems very safe. The railing is solid. Also, there's a pathway down there that we are definitely not going down because I see no reason to do so, and it's also not very safe. There are a lot of clutter here though. How am I supposed to move around without accidentally hitting something? Like that! Exactly like that! I barely touched it. They really need to clean this place up. That's a violation. Look, if I have to point out every single instance of clutter on the ground that constitutes a safety violation, we'd be here the entire day. That's why, when it comes to general tidiness, I declare Raya Lucaria a failure. This is a problem. Here we have an open flame close to not 1, not 2, but 3 flammable materials. We got some dry, crusty books, some dead plants, and the carpet on the floor. It's a miracle that this place hasn't burned down yet. That's a violation. Look at that guy. That is very unsafe. But we can't blame Raya Lucaria for this guy being stupid. The debate parlor is an interesting room. All of the different junk on the floor aside, there's something weird going on here. You see these carvings on the floor? I suppose that while people are debating each other, you'll have like one person standing in the middle, walking back and forth, trying to mediate between the different sides. But how can he do that and not trip in this giant thing? That's a safety violation. Oh my god. There's gonna be so much paperwork. Alright. Here we go. Broken railing. Broken equipment. Tiny crab. Collapsed staircase. That's a violation. Although I do appreciate these guys trying to fix it. Another collapsed staircase. Giant crab. That's a violation. Oh, you're hungry? Mysterious path leading to a ladder. No railings. That's a violation. Broken window. That's also a violation. Unfortunately, it seems like the broken window is the only way to get in here, which is weird if this area don't actually have a staircase or even a ladder leading up to it. Is that a violation? Or is that just stupid? I think it's just stupid. But once we're here, how do we get down? Oh, I know. We have to jump, which is incredibly unsafe and also a violation. Seems like the only path forward is to parkour onto these incredibly rain-slick stone supports. That's definitely a violation. Looks like the floor... Oh, that's a violation. Just to get ahead on this, I know certain people might be inclined to think this is some sort of defensive mechanism. But if it activates when I, the safety inspector, is close, then what point is it? Excuse me, sir, do you happen to be the head of security in Raya Lucaria? Because if you are, you should know that one of your defensive mechanisms have been activated, and it makes it very difficult for me to do my job right. No response. Isn't that just typical? Here we have another elevator, but this one is different. It still has that giant pit of death underneath, but at least it has a reason for being, because you have this pillar pushing up the main platform. It has a reason for existing, but it's not a good one. It's still a safety violation. Finally, we arrive at the last part of our inspection. This is apparently the library, so we'll see if it's pretty safe. Some big doors. Big doors are good though. Makes me feel safe. A lot of books on the floor. That's a little messy. And apparently there's a lot of fog in here. Hello? Hello? I'm the safety inspector. What the? Oh. Oh, gross, a child. You know, if you're bitten by a child, that can be very dangerous because of germs and stuff. Oh, and there's a lot of them. You know, children are not very safe. That crib is way too small for you. Look, I have nothing against giant women. In fact, I kinda prefer them. Oh, a little too close there. But floating around in that tiny little wooden thing is a little too much. Thank you. Floating around in that tiny crib is going to do a number on your back. I'm gonna have to say that's a safety violation. Hello everyone, this is my safety report on Raya Lucaria. During my inspection, I discovered at least 35 safety violations, including a zombie graveyard and a potentially unlicensed daycare facility. While the violations are many and significant, I do want to commend the staff at the Academy for actually taking steps towards improving their workplace, especially their focus on proper railings and the overall lighting. These positives are just enough for the Academy to avoid a falling grade. I give Raya Lucaria a safety rating of D. Thank you.